Welcome to Entrepreneurs, Coloring Outside the Line. My name is Rafi Chowdhury. I'm the host of this show. And today with us we have Sybil Presley.
Sybil Marie Presley, the Tennessee Stress Buster from Memphis, Tennessee.
Great introduction. So we're going to ask Sybil a few questions about what she does and how she got started with what she does. And so, Sybil, again, it's great to have you on the show. The first thing we're going to ask you is kind of, introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about you and some of your startups and what you're doing with those startups.
Okay. Well, I call myself the Tennessee Stress Buster, and I'm an author, poet, spoken word artist, comedian, network marketer, fundraiser.
Okay.
And I do a couple things online as far as home business goes. So I put everything that I do together under one umbrella, and I call it Stress Buster Enterprises. And my slogan is, if I ain't got it, forget it. So part of that Stress Buster Enterprises, just something I created. It's called Presley Promotions. It's like a business and a service referral network.
Okay. So
I have a whole list of people that's trying to do what I do. It could be, small business owners. It could be like a painter, an artist, a musician, people that sew, or whatever, or taxes. And then I make a file of that under Presley Promotions. So people can call me and say, hey, I need somebody to paint my house.
Okay.
And I kind of refer. And then sometime the businesses that I refer to will give me a referral fee. So that's an idea for some entrepreneurs to just kind of get something started.
Okay.
And you might get $10 here, $25 there, and just start referring people.
Right.
That's one way. And then my other way is I have two online businesses that I do. One of them is XOOMA Zuma. It's alkaline water sachets. And then it's like little tea bags. And you put it in 20 ounces of water, shake it up for like 15 seconds, and you wait 5 minutes, and then you can drink it. And it cleans up the water, your tap water.
Right.
And it turns it alkaline. So I started that basically as a customer.
Okay.
But everything that I like to do like that, network marketing, is so that people can go to my website, and if they want to order products or go make money themselves, I get a piece of that pie.
Okay.
And residual income is the best way to go, because
Right.
you get commissions, bonuses, and a residual income, which money keeps on going.
Yeah, definitely.
As people reorder the products. My second business is most recent, and it's called Kalos Life, KALOS LIFE. It's an all-natural pain relief cream called Therma Mend. You cannot buy this in the store, and it's free to sign up. And you get a free website. So, and they don't ask you, naturally, they would like for you to buy products, of course, but that's not necessary to join up. And it's the simplest that I've found thus far, because you can get the little trial packs. They sell in lots of 100, like $1 each,
Sure.
And then you can ask for $3. Or if it's a ministry or organization, they can ask for a $3 donation.
Okay.
So that's $300 right there. They put $200 in their project,
Right.
or their pocket, and then they take the other $100 and order it the next month, and get other people to do the same thing. And then you have a check coming all the time, and you're helping people get relief of pain.
Right.
You just rub it on, and the pain is gone.
That's awesome.
Put it on your temple of your head. The headache's gone for hours. Arthritis, joints, knee, back, sore muscles, burns, bees and wasp stings. Then if you can't sleep at night, you can rub the soles of your feet and sleep like a baby. So those things is what I do. And of course my book, that's self-published, and the soap opera Grill, poems from the Southern Waitress. And I basically talk about what gets on people's nerves in restaurants, and then it's some serious things in there too.
Okay.
So then the book costs like so much, and then I have book signings, and then you just sell the books and turn around and buy more books. So that's another avenue of income.
Yeah.
So
Sounds
anybody
great.
that's creative can start where they're at.
Right.
You know, take your hobby, teach guitar or whatever.
Some great advice.
It's real easy just to bloom where you're planted.
Right.
And if you really stuck need some money, you can always come up with a character and rent yourself out like singing telegrams. You know, make a few dollars.
Okay, wow.
You know, things like that. So that's pretty much what I do. And I've been a lifetime waitress, so that's been my lifelong career.
Okay.
I'm not waiting tables now, but that's where I got my book from.
Wow.
And it's where I got my comedy character from. And along with the book, I created for stage the soap opera grill, and that's the basis of my comedy.
Okay.
And then I have a comedy partner. I dress up like a waitress, you know, with a little hat, pigtails, and a apron, and an Elvis design style dress. Since my last name is Presley.
Okay.
And so that's
now
why.
Is Presley actually your last name?
Presley is. It's my real name.
Wow.
Sybil Marie Presley. So I have best name for Memphis.
Okay. Wow. Original right there.
Right.
Okay.
So I tell people, if I write a song or poem for you and bring laughter to your eyes, if I touch your life in a special way, then you've been civilized.
Great. I like that.
So this pretty much wraps up how I ball everything together.
Sure. Sounds like you've got some really cool stuff going on for yourself.
And being an entrepreneur and working for yourself is the best way to go. And somebody has a job on the side, well, take a few hours a week and do one of these items. But it's hard to beat a residual income like Thermomin or Zuma.
There's actually a really great quote that one of our other interviewees shared with us very recently, and what she said is that, you know, the quote basically is that I would rather make 1% of other people's work, 1% profit from other people's work, than to make 100% of my own work, 100% profits from my own work. That shows you you've heard about that too, I'm sure. That shows you the power of residual income, is that you don't really have to do anything. You don't have to trade your time for money.
Website.
Right.
And then even if people like in Thermomin, if they don't want to do their business, then they can still sign up free as a distributor just to order products wholesale.
Sounds great.
And they're going to be so happy, they're going to tell their friends about it anyway.
Sure.
So then, lo and behold, there'll be a check in the mail.
Yeah.
So they're working anyway without not thinking they're working.
Sure, sounds good.
You don't have to really be, wow, I have to go out and sell. You just forget selling, and you're sharing what you're doing.
Right.
You want to be a blessing to other people so that they can get the benefit of the product and get a few dollars in their pocket.
Sure, that sounds like a great business model.
And guess what? Not one time have I ever had anybody come to my house and knock on my door and say, what do? You have to get out and publicize and toot your own horn.
You really do, yeah. It's just the best thing, you know, is just kind of put yourself out there. I'm sure you'd agree with that. Is you could be the best comedian, you could be the best singer, best artist, best chess player, best basketball player, but if no one knows about you, then you're really nothing, right? Whereas you could not be such a great player. For example, I'm not the best chess player out there, but a lot of people in the city of Memphis know me as a chess player simply because I took chess and I use it to put myself out there.
Right.
I told everyone what I do. And you can do that with anything, that whatever it is that you're doing, make sure you're putting yourself out there, which is kind of what Sybil did here too.
Right.
She put herself out there.
I can give you 3 or 4 little hints.
Sure.
First of all, like you just said, make sure you have business cards. They're pretty inexpensive nowadays.
Right.
You can go to Vistaprint.
Okay.
And just put on there what you do.
Yeah.
And then have a passion for what you want to do. Target your audience. And then decide how much cash you have to invest. Even if you have zero, you can start by signing up, like in a business like what I'm telling you about.
Sure.
It's free anyway, and you just start getting out your website.
Okay.
and then you have a plan of action, and go around to something like I did today, an expo where they have a lot of booths, network marketing events.
Okay.
You give out cards and you pick up cards. Don't forget to get somebody else's cards.
Okay.
Because they may or may not call you, but
Yeah.
you can call them.
That's a very important point, is to kind of every single person that you meet, like for example on my email list, as soon as I get a new email from someone else, I immediately add them to my contact list, because you never know when you might need that person. And business cards, yes, they're great, but they can get lost, which is why it's important to connect with people via social media, on things like LinkedIn, Twitter, or just on your email address. You kind of build up a
join these social
follower
networks,
list, right? You kind of have all these people that you can always go to. Anytime you start a new thing, you can say, hey guys, here's what I just started. So you already have your first initial few. They may not necessarily be customers, but they're at least going to be people that you
they might refer people.
Exactly.
I always ask them, is there someone you know that might be interested in this?
Correct. Sybil, now we're going to get to another question really fast. What are some goals that you want to achieve within the next year? Because entrepreneurs have to have set goals.
Right. I have a set goal.
So, yeah.
I want to have at least $1,000 a month coming in.
Okay.
Bare minimum.
Okay.
Every month, and that gives me freedom to just pick up and travel and when I want to.
Okay.
So that's my
and that's from
my
your
first goal.
Okay, from your network marketing business, right?
Right.
Okay.
And then little odds and ends, book sales, things like that.
Sure.
So that is my goal. And can I tell people how to get in touch with me?
Yeah, we're going to get to that point as well. But first, I want to ask you, another question I have is that, what are some challenges that you face as an entrepreneur? Some things that you're facing right now, or some things that you see yourself coming up pretty soon?
Well, sometimes it's trying to find people home, and then nowadays it's a blessing if you get somebody to call you back. You know, because people are so busy. So that's one of the. It's not really a giant challenge, but it's you know, connecting with the people.
Okay.
And then if you invite someone to say a network marketing meeting, you might invite 10 or 15 people, and one might show up, or zero might show up.
Right.
So that's kind of a challenge, trying to invite someone to a meeting, and then them actually having the time or remembering to get to a meeting. And if you have an automobile, you almost have to go by and pick them up.
Okay.
And bring them back home.
Okay, great.
And then having people follow through to say they're going to do what they said they're going to do.
Okay.
So those are a couple of challenges.
Sure, that sounds like, there's challenges no matter what you're doing. Whatever business it might be, there's always going to be challenges, but I think the most important thing, I'm sure you would agree, is to kind of still stick with what you know and to kind of pursue through with it.
Stick to it.
Right. So our final question, which we would like to ask, we ask this to all our interviewees, is if you were to share, because the idea of this show is to kind of encourage young people to start their own businesses, or to start at least implement their ideas. It doesn't necessarily have to be a business. You don't have to go out there and make a company, but at least to kind of start doing things on your own without following a traditional path, because innovations are becoming a huge thing, and in the future, people that are coming up with new ideas will be getting paid more, will be getting more benefits and things of that nature than people that follow a traditional path.
Right.
So our question to you would be, if you were to give an advice to a young entrepreneur, or aspiring entrepreneur who wants to start their own business, what are the 5 most important things that you would say they would need to know in order to start their own business?
Right. First of all, have the passion for your business.
Number 1.
Have passion. I went to a network marketing event, and there was like a little 10-year-old boy there.
Okay.
His grandma taught him how to sew, and he liked bow ties.
Okay.
So he had a passion for bow ties, and he had a little sewing machine and just made hundreds of beautiful bow ties, and he sells them in a men's store.
Okay.
At 10 years old.
Wow. So it's never too early to start, right?
Right.
Just as it's never too late to start. The best time to start is always now.
Yeah.
Okay?
Now's the best time.
Right.
And then have a plan.
Have a plan, number 2.
Plan of action.
Okay.
And target your audience.
Okay. Find out what your niche in this case is and target a specific
you don't know if
type of customers,
elderly,
right?
or all people, or boys, just men.
Sure.
Target your audience. Naturally, the bow tie would go to men, but it also goes to women because they buy gifts for men.
Sure. Okay. That's
so
great.
that would be it. And then do something each day towards your business. I don't care if it's
that's
1
a
hour.
very important one, is to actually do things, even though. Go ahead. Sorry.
And doing things don't mean just shuffling your papers around.
Right.
It means actually getting on the phone,
Right.
going to meetings, and actually doing something every day.
That's actually something that I've noticed, at least with my experience, is that as an entrepreneur, a lot of times you don't have set hours. You can your
Right.
schedules are very flexible, so it's really easy to kind of stop, working and say, oh well, I've kind of done this thing today, so I'm gonna. It's easy to be slacking off when you're in your home doing things, or you're making cold calls, or making phone calls, or reaching out to people. It's really important to still have that set schedule, even though you're working for yourself.
And then
Very
get out
important.
and mix and mingle. The Chamber of
Put
Commerce.
yourself out there, right?
And in your local city, look up networking events and go
Sure.
attend.
Sure.
Mix and mingle and let people parties and grand openings, art galleries, and just get out, mix and mingle, let people know what you're doing.
That's a great piece of
And
advice.
Pretty soon your phone will ring and say, well, I need you for this or that.
Right. That's exactly how you build kind of a reputation for yourself, as people start to find out about who you are, what you do, and that's how you start to generate more businesses. That can only happen if you're putting yourself out there. You have to tell people about what you do. So now we come to the end of our show. So we want to ask you, if people have any questions about the Stress Buster from Memphis, how can they get in touch with
Get in touch with Sybil Marie Presley, the Tennessee Stress Buster. Go to www.sybilpresley.com. And then my phone number is 901-643-1982. I'm on Facebook, Sybil Presley, and Twitter, and of course YouTube. YouTube.com/Sybil Presley. That's SYBILPRESLEY. And all I can say is thank you very much.
All right, thank you guys so much again, Presley. Sybil, thank you so much for being on the show.
This is a pleasure.
We look forward to hearing more from you soon.
Well, you certainly will.
Thanks again for having you.
Thank you.
All right.